Ex's divorce lawyer says send 3 years of complete financials or else. Me, here's 1,000 McDonald's receipts. Okay.
OP.
This is OKOP. I'm Samuel Donner.
And I'm John Frye.
And we tell the funniest stories on the World Wide Web. Web. You remember when, like, in the 90s, people were like, oh, World Wide Web? What's that?
What is this?
What's this newfound contraption?
Computers connected.
Yeah, why would I look up a recipe on my computer when I could just open a recipe book?
I got some good old-fashioned paper right here. It never breaks.
Never breaks.
I don't have
All
to wait
these
for it to
newfound
buffer.
computers. I gotta wait around. And you freaking gotta plug it in. It needs electricity. This paper does just fine.
We went from old people to just straight Luddites.
But the old people and the Luddites were wrong. The internet is great because it helps us find the funniest stories on the internet.
Exactly.
John, I have a law one for you.
Ooh. I like something I can sink my teeth into, a little meat on it.
Ex's divorce lawyer says send 3 years of complete financials or else. Me, here's 1,000 McDonald's receipts.
Man, is this the guy from Super Size Me, or like what's going on here?
This man's been going to McDonald's for a long time. This happened several years ago when my ex and I were going through a heated divorce/custody battle. Yeah, not nice. While we were married, we had a couple conversations about how rich people hide their assets to avoid paying taxes. I've never had enough assets to do this, but she somehow got the idea that I was and told her attorney that I was laundering money and hiding income. Man's got like Ozarks or freaking... Oh, actually, Ozark season 4 is out. Have you watched that?
I have not watched Ozarks.
It's pretty good. This is an ad for Netflix, but...
See, the problem is I can only see Michael Bateman as the guy from Arrested Development.
Yeah, we can never look at him the same way again. He plays a pretty good kind of like semi-evil character. But yeah, he launders money. That's the joke. It was more likely the heat of the moment, as divorce/custody battles often come down to. And the thing is, I couldn't even afford my own attorney, so I represented myself. Which should have been an indicator that he's not hiding massive amounts of money somewhere.
Or he's a mastermind genius, and that's to throw people off his scent.
John's thinking like a true criminal.
That's right.
Let's look at his tax returns. IRS, look him up.
God, I don't need the IRS looking into my stuff any more than they already are.
Her lawyer wasn't a total butthole, but he clearly was out to get me, and he talked down to me like I didn't deserve to breathe the same air as him.
God.
One day, I get a letter in the mail from him requesting an updated income declaration form and 3 years of financials. It had a long list of things to include. So, which sounds terrible.
Ugh,
like he has to get everything, all these things put together. Sounds like a drag. I own a communications tech company that was in super startup phase back then. Money was already tight. I was trying to get this business off the ground with no financing, and I was finishing my MBA with scholarships and loans, so paying for copies and postage or driving 30 miles to his office meant eating peanut butter and saltines for a week. So I called him to explain my situation. He all but called me a liar and didn't believe I couldn't afford it. I was put off by that, and I said that it was taking time away from my business I needed to handle, to which he replied, and I'll never forget this, well, according to your income declarations, you're not that busy. What do you do all day? He then said if he didn't get these documents, he would consider my previous filings as fraudulent, tell the judge, contact the DA, and also alert the state tax agency and IRS.
Oh my God.
He's unleashing the hounds.
God, that's unleashing Satan's army.
I know, Jesus. IRS and company, not somebody you want to bump into.
No thanks.
Probably an empty threat, but I'm no lawyer, so I'm not really sure. eFax is one of the services my company provides, and at this time, it was relatively unknown. So I asked him if he has a fax machine. He said he had a fax scanner copier device. And what law office doesn't have a fax machine? Just like talking down to him. What a D-bag. And then I suddenly got an idea. Okay, I said to him, I'll put together and fax everything I can. Okay, mother effer. You want 3 years of financials? You got it. I scanned to PDF every receipt I could find. A McDonald's receipt from 5 years ago? F it. Won't hurt to include it. CVS receipt? It's 3 miles long. Perfect. They get $1 off toothpaste. They get $1 off toothpaste coupons too.
Wow, he's doing him such a favor.
I know. What a guy. I downloaded every bank statement, credit card statement, purchase orders from vendors, and every invoice I sent to clients. I printed to PDF the entire 3-year accounting journal, monthly, quarterly, annual balance sheets, cash flow statements, profit and losses. Not only did I PDF 3 years of tax filings, but every single letter I received from the IRS and state tax agency, including the inserts advising me of my rights. It took a while, but I was a few days ahead of the deadline. I made a cover page, black background with white lettering wherever I could, basically wasting all of his.
Destroying his like ink reserves. Oh my God.
I included separator pages in all caps in the biggest, boldest font that would fit on the page in landscape. 20XX receipts, 20XX taxes, like 2019, 2018, etc. I merged everything into a single 150 plus page compressed PDF and sent the document using my eFax system. Every hour or so, I received a status email saying the fax failed. Huh, that's weird. Well, they're getting this document. So I changed the system configuration to unlimited retries after failures to keep redialing it until it went through. Weird. I was still getting status email failures. I'll delete the failure emails and keep the successful ones after it eventually goes through, I thought. Problem solved. 2 days later, a lady from his office called and asked me to stop sending the fax. Their fax scanner printer copier had been printing nonstop 24/7. It kept getting paper jams, kept running out of ink, and they had to keep shutting it off and back on to print. I explained to her sweetly as I could, that her boss told me to send this by the deadline or else he would call the DA and IRS. Since I didn't want a call from the DA or the IRS, I would keep sending until I got a success confirmation. I suggested they just not print until my fax completes, but she didn't like that.
Oh.
She asked me to email the documents. I told a little white lie that my email wouldn't allow an attachment that big. Unless her boss in writing agreed to cancel the request or agreed to reimburse me for my cost to print and ship, I said I would continue to fax until they confirm they have received every single last page.
I'm sorry. I got to applaud you. That is beautiful.
He's great. All right, but what is the response?
Uh-oh.
She put me on hold, and the attorney gets on the line. He said, forget sending the financials. I said that I would need this in writing, so I will keep sending the fax until he has sent that to me.
That's right.
He asked me to stop faxing, and he would send it in writing. And I said, send it in writing first, and then I'll stop.
There we go.
Long moment of silence. Click. After 20 minutes, I received an email from his assistant with an attached signed letter in PDF that I no longer needed to provide financials. The letter then threatened to pursue sanctions in court or sue me for interfering with their business for printing every single page 24/7. Every time I saw him after that, the lawyer never brought up any sanctions, lawsuits, criminal referrals, or financials ever again.
That is so beautiful. Like, we've all had moments in our lives like kind of similar to that where it's like, oh, this tax thing is wrong, or like you need to like redo this form or whatever. And they're like, they just don't care. They're just like, nope, this is what it is. The fact that he got such sweet, delicious revenge is just
delicious justice.
Oh, I'm
they
living
call it
vicariously.
Malicious Compliance for a reason.
Yes.
It's a great subreddit.
Oh man.
But what you should always jam up our email boxes and inboxes and faxes with
screenshots proving you have subscribed and followed to all OKOP channels.
Yeah, make sure that you're following us on TikTok, you're following us on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you really want to be an OG, Support us on Patreon.
That's right. Join the ranks of none other
Kathy Quigley,
Keegan Simmons, and Desiree Canterbury, the true heroes.
the true heroes. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you very soon.